Hey, Coach Kyle here, and I was recently asked about low carb diets, the paleo diet, and distance running. And I was actually asked this by two people. One was an athlete of mine, and another was a subscriber to my newsletter who filled out the Ask Me Anything form. And my response to both of them is really, it probably doesn't matter. Um, for most people of most running abilities, it's probably not going to benefit you or hinder your running. It might, as long as you're healthy, is what I'm trying to say. So, what I'm trying to say is eat whatever you feel best eating. I I did a low carb diet for a number of months during a summer, mainly to experiment, and I felt totally fine. I think I even ran a PR at the time during that low carb experiment. I ate a lot of eggs during that time, but I gave up the diet mainly because it was hard eating out, and it was hard eating with my wife, who didn't have any reason, any care to change her diet. So I didn't give up the diet because my running or my health wasn't improving or fine. It was just kind of annoying having to eat a low carb diet. Uh, but in regards to running abilities, like I said, it probably doesn't matter. I know a number of very high level athletes who eat very low levels of carbohydrates, and they're totally fine. I know other people who have tried it and felt like they were running through molasses. When it comes to the research, when it comes to most of the experts, they suggest that the low carb diet is not ideal, not optimal for the highest level, the elite runners. But for people who are not running 100 plus miles a week, not looking for that 1%, the low carb diet might be really good for your health. If it gets you to eat less crap, and most crap is high carb, then it's probably going to benefit you because you might just be healthier. Um, that's that's the gist of it. Eat real food, not too much, mostly plants. Low carb, high carb, whatever your macronutrient profile is, if you follow those three rules, thank you, Michael Pollan, then you're probably going to be pretty darn well off. So that's usually what I suggest is follow those rules and eat really whatever macronutrient profile you want, high carb, low carb, high fat, low fat, whatever. Um, a lot of the times when it comes to the actual research and studies done on running and low carb dieting, what the researchers typically find is that for especially really high effort bouts of running, going on a low carb diet typically hindered the test subject's abilities. But almost always, when the low carb proponents uh, see these studies, they say, "Oh, well, the researchers just didn't do the study long enough. They didn't follow the dieters long enough for them to fully adapt to the low carb diet." And while this may be true, um, it probably is what I'm saying. I agree with them. But on the other hand, for the upper level of the upper level athletes, the high carbo diet is typically agreed upon as being the best. Most of the high carb elite runners that I've seen are the ultra distance runners. So going on a high fat, being super fat adapted is maybe more of a benefit for those rather than people who are running half or full marathons far closer to their upper effort level for the entire duration of the event. Whereas the ultra is running slow and not slowing down. So it's a little different. It uses your fuel sources differently. So those are my thoughts on the low carb diet. It's probably not super important as long as you're fine on the diet and you enjoy it and it is comfortable and you can stick with it. And like I said, most importantly, eat real food, not too much, mostly plants.